Welcome. Today, we are going to talk about the crystallization of epoxy resin and show just how easy it is to remove. This phenomenon is something that is experienced by epoxy resin users at some stage, no matter what brand is being used, and the rectification of the epoxy is the same for all brands. We will cover basically how it forms, we will then look at whether the epoxy is bad because of it, and finally, we will look at just how simple it is to rectify. Crystallization starts out slowly, with single tiny seed crystals forming at places called nucleation sites within the material. From these seed crystals, other crystals start forming and moving outward. In epoxies, crystallization shows up as cloudiness, free-floating crystals, clumps of crystal masses, or, in extreme cases, the liquid can turn to a hard, brittle solid. Crystallization can occur in virtually all resins and hardeners. Crystallization in epoxy is similar to the sugar that forms in honey. As we all know, not every jar of honey will turn to sugar. So it is with epoxy resins, as not every jug of epoxy resin will develop crystals. Here are some of the factors that can contribute to the formation and propagation of crystals. High purity. High purity resins required by many high-end electronic assemblies are more prone to crystallization. Extreme cold. Extreme cold storage, even for short times, can cause rapid crystal formations if small seed crystals are present. Temperature cycling. Temperature cycling is perhaps the most frequent cause of most crystallization. Here is the simple solution to fix crystallization. Firstly, fill a kitchen sink with boiling water to a level that one can immerse both the jugs of Part A and Part B epoxy. Before standing the jugs in the water, slip the jugs with their lids secured into plastic bags so that it is not possible to have the water enter the jugs. Now, leave the jugs to rest in the boiling water for about 15 minutes and occasionally rotate them to make sure that the crystals are being dissolved. If the jug is completely filled with solid crystals, then it may require additional time. Additional time may also be required for larger sized jugs. Remove the jugs and leave them sit to allow time for them to return to ambient temperature. Now you are free to use the epoxy resin in the normal way.